In a world of bodybuilding gods, one man rose not because of perfect genetics, but because of unrelenting force, unmatched work ethic, and brutality in the gym that left even the toughest shaking their heads. This is the story of Branch Warren, the most intense workout machine to ever live.
My name is Branch Warren. We're in Southlake, Texas at my gym, Maximum Fitness. Today is September the 26th. I am currently 5 days out from the Charlotte Pro Show and almost 3 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, my Mr. Olympia debut. I'm from Texas originally. I was born in February of 1975. I've been in Texas my entire life. I actually grew up in the country on a cattle ranch. After a workout, I always come home and my wife usually cooks some lunch for me. Today we're having some carbs, which is a good thing. She's 10 weeks old.
To this day, young lifters study his training videos like sacred scripture. They look at the way he squatted 500 for reps, leg pressed a mountain, and curled 100-pound dumbbells like they were toys. Why? Because he gave everything to the iron. He didn't care about fame. He didn't care about likes or followers. He cared about effort. He cared about respect. He cared about being the hardest worker in every damn room he walked into. Born William Branch Warren in the blue-collar town of Tyler, Texas, on February 28, 1975, grit wasn't just a characteristic, it was a birthright. From a young age, life taught him a simple yet profound lesson. Nothing is given, everything is earned. While other kids were chasing boyhood fantasies, Branch was chasing a different kind of dream, one that smelled of iron and was paid for in sweat. His quest for muscle began as a teenager, a burning desire to carve a physique worthy of the comic book heroes he admired.
What's your worth? What's your worth to your company? What's your worth to your boss? What are you worth? What are you worth to yourself? And don't sell yourself. Don't sell yourself short, and don't sell it for less. I've talked to a lot of younger athletes that are up and coming, and some athletes don't know what they're worth. Some athletes think they're worth more than what they are, and some don't give themselves enough credit for what they are worth. And I think it's very important that you know what you're worth.
This wasn't a hobby, it was a calling. He won his first teenage competition at just 17, and the fire was lit. A fire that would rage into an inferno, consuming every obstacle in its path. In Arlington, Texas, there was a place, a mecca, a battleground, Metroflex Gym. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't pretty. It was a concrete jungle of chalk, blood and legends. The same dungeon where Ronnie Coleman built 8 Olympias was the same place Branch called home. This wasn't bodybuilding. This was war. No air conditioning, rusted weights, loud music. And Branch? He thrived in the chaos. He trained like a man possessed. No warm-ups, no mercy, just pain. Giant sets, supersets, drop sets. Squats until he puked. Deadlifts until his nose bled. He didn't train to compete. He trained to dominate.
Come on. Come on. Nice. Control the water. How about you? 2 years. Come on.
For Branch, a workout wasn't just a series of movements, it was an all-out war. Every set was a battle, every rep a victory. He embraced a style of training that would make most mere mortals crumble. Heavy, high volume, and to absolute failure. He was known for his Warren-style training, a symphony of chaos and control, where perfect form was secondary to pushing the muscle to its absolute limit and beyond. As Branch himself has said, "I don't believe in overtraining. I believe in under-eating and undersleeping." This was his mantra, the creed by which he lived and lifted. He would load up the bar with an amount of weight that would seem impossible and then proceed to dominate it, rep after grueling rep.
It doesn't matter if it's one person, 2 people, we never try more than 3 people. It's just one person goes, the next goes. And so you just keep the intensity up, you don't, you're like that, you don't bolt around, you stay focused, and the person in front of you gets finished, you're strapped up and ready to go. I always like to do my heavy stuff in the beginning of the workout. Usually, there's some exceptions. I don't do 4, 5, 6 reps on hardly anything anymore, just because, the amount of weight I have to lose to go to failure at that is just not worth it at this point. The risk outweighs the benefit. When I was younger, I would do super heavy weights, I shouldn't be 4 or 5 on presses, but, I'm not going to 10 reps with it. At this point, doing that a little bit extra weight doesn't outweigh the risk of doing it, so I don't want any more injuries, so I go a little bit lighter weight. Today's a good day. I'm 3 weeks out, and my strength was holding up pretty good still. I'm back off the last week, man. I lift weights to be big, so if you want to be big, you lift big weights. You want to be little, you lift little weights.
His leg workouts were the stuff of legend. Monstrous sets of squats, leg presses and lunges that would leave even the most seasoned veterans in awe. This unparalleled intensity sculpted a physique that was as rugged and formidable as the man himself. Thick, dense, and grainy muscle, etched with vascularity that spoke of a body fat percentage in the single digits. He wasn't always the most aesthetically pleasing by classic bodybuilding standards, but he was undeniably one of the most powerful and intimidating forces to ever grace the stage.
It wasn't until I came down, I won your show, and then a few weeks later I won the team nationals. And I got home on that Monday, and I was driving to Metroflex. And at the time, I was the first person in Metroflex to win a national level show.
Right.
It was just a teenage show, but
Ronnie, a national show.
Ronnie hadn't done what he was just getting started. Pretty cool. And I remember on that drive from the gym to my house, I planned my entire career.
His professional career was a testament to his blue-collar work ethic. He clawed his way up the ranks, earning his pro card in 2001. The early years of his professional career saw him consistently placing a perennial threat to the top contenders. He was always the underdog, the gritty warrior battling against the more genetically gifted. And then came 2011, the year of the Titan's triumph. Branch Warren, through sheer force of will, conquered the prestigious Arnold Classic, his biggest victory to date.
I'm very goal-oriented. If I'm training, I need a goal. I need to go, okay, I'm getting ready for this show, I'm getting ready for this meet or something. And so I had a goal. And so then I trained harder. I was focused and I was more disciplined than I would be if I didn't have a goal. And I got the worst place in bodybuilding, which is second place at the Olympia. I went to my room that night and I didn't know if I want to cry or punch a hole in the wall. It's second place in Olympia, guys, is the worst place.
Jay Cutler!
He had reached the pinnacle, a testament to 2 decades of relentless dedication. But the Iron Gods are often cruel. Just weeks after his monumental win, disaster struck. While guest posing in Atlanta, he suffered a catastrophic injury, a complete tear of his quadriceps tendon. For any athlete, this is a career-ending nightmare. For a bodybuilder whose legs were his trademark, it was a death sentence. Doctors told him he might never squat again, let alone compete at the highest level.
I go, bro, I just tore my quad. He goes, no way. And I'm sitting there in the truck and I tried to extend my foot. It didn't move and this muscle just pulled up. And he was had shorts on. He looked at me and goes, holy crap. And I'm like, because we need to go to the hospital.
It was bad.
He goes, we need to go to the hospital. I go, they can't do nothing.
So Tuesday, August 23rd, that's the day after I had surgery to repair my right quadricep tendon. There's a lot of rumors flying around the internet and everything, so I'm just here to kind of let all my fans know how I'm going and what's next for me. So I was in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. I flew in there to do a guest hosting spot. So during the day on Saturday, I was leaving the parking lot. It was raining. I slipped and kind of a freak accident. And when I slipped, I fell at a crazy angle. I snapped my right quad. When I fell, I knew exactly what it was. If you ever torn a tendon, you never get the sound and the feeling. It snaps like a rubber band. It's the best way to describe it. So I knew exactly what I'd done when I fell. I lay there in the parking lot for a little bit until my friend Linda, another IPU pro who was driving me, picked me up from the airport, driving me around. I want to personally thank him for all his help, and he stayed with me the whole day and through the whole experience. And he was very, very helpful, and I can't express my gratitude to him.
This is where the legend of Branch Warren was truly forged. Lesser men would have crumbled, but Branch, he saw it as just another set, another rep in the grand workout of his life. The pain was just another form of resistance to be conquered. His comeback was nothing short of miraculous. A display of mental fortitude that bordered on superhuman. He attacked his rehabilitation with the same ferocity he brought to the gym. Every painful stretch, every agonizing movement was a step towards redemption.
Bring them apart slightly, just like that, and squeeze. That's one exercise you don't want to rep out, man. You got to get the squeeze on it. That's one thing I always do real strict. You got to use a lot of weight, and 60, 70 pounds usually all you got to use. You come down, squeeze, hold it, come up slow, and then come down. You come up hard and fast, and get low. You got to pause on just a little bit. Pause, and that'll bring all that.
The world watched in disbelief as, just a year after an injury that should have ended him, Branch Warren returned to the Arnold Classic stage in 2012. He didn't just compete, he dominated. In one of the most inspirational comebacks in the history of sports, Branch Warren defended his title, reclaiming the throne that was rightfully his.
Check for $130,000. The repeat winner, 2011-2012 Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, Branch Warren.
The roar of the crowd was a deafening symphony of respect for a man who had stared into the abyss and refused to blink. He had proven that the heart of a champion beats stronger than any torn muscle.
I got a lot of injuries, but they were all outside the gym.
Okay.
I tore both triceps in the gym, but nothing really serious, but I've never got hurt in the gym.
I wasn't even working out. I was at the house, walking down the stairs, and I slipped. I fell halfway down the stairs, and I threw my hand out to catch myself, and tricep partially tore away from the bone. And I thought I broke my arm because, I hit so hard, but luckily I didn't do that. It was just a partial tear in the tricep, so just a real sharp pain. You could hear the snap.
Come on, take it back. Come on. Tighter.
Branch Warren tore his triceps in 2007 while preparing for that year's Mr. Olympia. What's especially unusual is that it didn't happen in the gym. It was a freak accident at home. The details of the exact mechanism aren't widely published, but Branch himself has referred to it as one of the toughest setbacks of his career. He underwent surgical repair of the torn triceps tendon. The rehab was intense and slow, but true to form, he pushed through with hardcore discipline. His recovery was notable because he didn't just return, he got better. In fact, his physique after the injury arguably improved, showing more balance and refinement. Branch Warren's career is a masterclass in perseverance, with multiple professional wins, including 2 Arnold Classic titles and a runner-up finish at the Mr. Olympia. His trophy case speaks for itself, but his legacy transcends titles and trophies. He is a symbol of what is possible when you refuse to accept limits, when you are willing to bleed and sweat for your dreams.
People criticize my training style. A lot of people do, so you love it or hate it. I've never once told anybody they need to train the way I do. If you can take something that I do and incorporate it into your program, that's a win.
He is the embodiment of the idea that while genetics may deal the cards, it is the relentless, unwavering will to win that plays the hand. His story is a fired-up sermon delivered in the language of clanging iron and shattered personal best.
All I can do is take care of me and make me the best I can be. When I'm on stage, I'm not going to be huffing and puffing and out of air because I'm going to be in shape, I'm going to be prepared. And in a close competition, I can make the difference. It'll take me about 25 minutes to get here, so I just zone out, man. Whatever kind of issues I get going on in the day, business or stress or whatever's going on, man, I block it out, put my music on, usually drink a cup of coffee on the way over, and by the time I get here, I don't really care what's going on in the world. I'm here to train. I've been doing this for 19 years, and I'm one step away from reaching my ultimate goal, so nothing's going to interfere with me.
Cleaning stalls, feeding animals, and it's just, wintertime, you got to chop ice every morning, chop ice in the evening, for the cattle to drink. And so it's always, that's just how life was. Hard work was just,
right.
That's what you did.
That's just part of it.
Part of it. So I did get thrown. It wasn't scripted. And yes, I did hit my head very hard on the concrete. And that's what made it, I think, so bad. If I'd have landed in the grass,
right,
it would have been a lot better if I landed on the driveway. And so I had a nice little lump on my head.
Basically, I just started eating more. Most teenagers eat like crap. And so basically, it was just like, hey, lay off the pizzas and burgers and Cokes and try to eat a little better food, which I did. And I was training for football, and I think I gained like 27 pounds that summer. Just eating food, working out. I didn't eat any kind of red meat back then, no game, or anything I didn't know. And as I educated myself about nutrition and, nutrients and different grades of protein and different kinds of carbohydrates, simple and complex, all this stuff, that's when I started to change my diet.
Branch Warren isn't just a bodybuilder, he's a philosophy, a living testament to what happens when relentless effort meets unshakable will. He showed the world that you don't need perfect genetics. You don't need approval. You just need to show up, suffer, and outwork everyone. This isn't just his story. It's a wake-up call, a challenge, a message to anyone who dares to step into the gym and chase greatness. Train like Branch Warren. Or don't train at all.
Come on! Yeah! No black back! Yeah! Fuck yeah!
I had to give it every fucking thing I had. And I actually had to go beyond what I'd ever done to fucking, to hang. And but I instinctively knew that if you get comfortable, you ain't growing, you ain't making progress. I remember thinking, all right, this is gonna be fucking a war, but it's gonna be fun. And if I stick with it, I'm gonna be better than ever.
Yes!